Okay, we're going to talk about supplementary angles. So to understand supplementary angles, first we have to understand what we talk about when we talk about rotation, and we talk about what does an angle represent. So we know, for example, that if I take a line segment and I spin it all the way around, we call that 360 degrees of rotation, right? So it has rotated 360 degrees. If I take my line segment, or my ray, I guess this is a ray, and I rotate it so that it's pointing exactly the opposite way. I don't rotate it all the way around. I rotate it halfway around. Then I'm not rotating 360, I'm rotating half, which is 180 degrees. So any angles that you can put together, any two angles that you can put together that adds up to a half of a rotation are called supplementary angles. So supplementary angles, their measures add up to 180 degrees. Now I have some examples here. So I have this angle here. You can see I just went ahead and marked it. It represents a rotation. Right? So if I had my marker like this and I rotated it like this, right, that's what that angle represents. Here I have another angle. Okay, again, if I had my marker like this and I rotated it to be like this, that represents that rotation. And we can see that if I put these two rotations together and I do them all at once, if I start here, rotate here, and then rotate the rest of the way, I end up doing a half of a rotation, which is 180 degrees. So these two angles would be considered supplementary. Whenever you push them up against each other like this, that's called a linear pair. So in this case, when they're kind of like this, they're still supplementary. They still add up to 180 degrees. But when I push them together like this, they're also called a linear pair because they're right next to each other, and you can see that it's making a line, a straight line. Notice that even if I put the angles together this way, you can see it's still making this straight line right here. Right? And that's something that is going to be true with supplementary angles. It doesn't really matter how you put them together, you get to 180 degrees.